Hello and welcome back to another episode. This is episode 4, Reformats, Transforms, and Concatenation inside of Nuke. The first thing I'm going to do here is actually just get the definition of concatenation so we all understand we're on the same page here. So concatenation is a series of interconnected things or events. A singular concatenation of events is unlikely to reoccur, and the action of linking things together in a series. So with that, thinking about that, here I just have a simple image here, just of Mario. What better to use? And I'm just going to transform him here. I'm just going to scale it down to half. And then I'm just going to do it again. But this time I'm going to scale it to 2, which should bring it back to its original size. And so if we enable and disable these two, we'll see that nothing's changed here. It's scaled down and it's scaled up without any worries. It's like nothing has happened. So let's just do the exact same thing here. I'll just put one here. I'll put this to 0.5, just like our one over here, and I'll get another one. You can view it down here. Just put this up a bit, and we'll put this one to a scale of 2. But then this time we'll put a grade in between. So now if I zoom in here, you can see that this one is scaled down half and scaled back up to its original size. This has done the same thing, 0.5 to 2, except I have a grade in here, and the grade's not set to anything, nothing else is going on. And if we compare the two, you can see that the one with the grade inside looks worse. It's like a lot blurrier, the edges aren't as fine. And what's happening here is that the concatenation between the two transforms has been broken by the grade. So something that happens inside a Nuke is that any transform nodes or things like a mirror, things like, actually most of them can be found in here, transform the the crop, the corner pin, the eye distort, mirror, pretty much that's about reformat, works same thing, that kind of stuff. They concatenate with each other, so that means that when they're together like this, usually, Nuke does read down as the arrows show, but with concatenation nodes it actually reads up, and it just basically checks like, hey, are you doing this? Oh, you're scaling and I'm scaling back. Nothing happened in between, so it doesn't have to use a filter. It just literally will rescale it without having to filter. Whereas here, we're scaling it down, we're adjusting the image here, and this transform is actually filtering it now because the concatenation is broken. It knows something happened in here, so it can't actually just scale up without filtering it because it can't concatenate. So that's something to keep in mind when you're manipulating images here with like transforms or scales or whatever, corner pins, because they all will concatenate with each other. So you always want to do all your transforms, your scales and whatever, always first, and then have everything after. Because if I zoom in here and I disable this grade, you can see that it's back. And it doesn't have to be a grade either. It can be even like a blur. The blur is set to 0, right? There's nothing going on. Give me whatever else, I don't know, color correct, it doesn't matter the node, it's just the concatenation between the two is broken. So that's just something to keep in mind, because it can really screw up your images if you're not really intending, if that's not the intended purpose. Obviously you want to transform them, do the grade, and then anything after, if you want to do it like a defocus or something, you can do that after. But yeah, so that's just a quick thing there that I just wanted to point out, because a lot of people don't really understand. I mean, it's just an inside of Nuke thing. It's just how it manages its own calculations. So that's something that that people should be aware of. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, just let me know. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for stopping by.